Let's talk about ghost mode. Let's talk about outsmarting reality. You'll need to mungik your Sharingan. I had to get myself a tea for this one because I'm gonna be cooking in this video. If you want to change the look at this shit. I'm in the fucking mist right here. You see that shit? In the hidden mist. If you want to change your life and you want to change your reality, you gotta go ghost mode. And deep down, you know it. You know it. See, I've just come back. That's fucking sick, isn't it? I've just come back from a 2-year period of going ghost mode. On this YouTube channel, you can go back on this channel and you can see it. And as I came back, people started asking me, bro, what the fuck happened to you? Your eyes changed, your energy has changed. You're happier, your eyes have fulfillment now. Of course my eyes changed. If you go ghost mode and you change your entire reality, your eyes will fucking change. See, during those 2 years of me being away from YouTube, I became a millionaire, I became a father, I changed my environment, I changed my reality on all fronts. I changed even hormonally. I increased my testosterone, my network, my friend group. Everything changed, right? And I'm gonna tell you how to do the exact same. And by the way, I truly believe I'm the only one on this fucking platform that's not a bullshitter when it comes to this. Because you can go back on my channel and you can see I made a post, I said I'm going ghost mode, then I went ghost for 2 years, then I came back and everything changed. All the other motherfuckers just talk about it. I'm gonna be sitting up there and I'm gonna tell you exactly how to change your life and outsmart reality. Damn, look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. I just stepped and this fucking thing was almost cracking. We made it up here safely. I avoided the booby traps. See, they don't want me to give you the fucking gems on how to go ghost mode. They try to set me up at every fucking step. Nah, but I'm gonna tell you how to go ghost mode and change your fucking reality. Because reality is really a fucking game. And it's a fun game if you know how to play it, how to grab the player one controller and redesign your entire reality. The problem is that most guys live in like an illusion. I call it, they live in a genjutsu. They're like comfortable enough to where they can waste some time, scroll social media, listen to podcasts, right? Maybe even play video games or be on dating apps or whatever. They're comfortable enough to waste time because they live in this genjutsu, this illusion, right? This illusion to where compared to their environment, they're doing pretty okay, right? But then there's this other side where it's this voice inside of every man that's like reminding you, this isn't it. What about our potential? This isn't it. Fuck these people. This isn't it. And so there's two roads. There's like the genjutsu, the illusion, where you're comfortable enough to where there's no necessity to change your reality. And then there's this voice, this demonic voice. It's more like an angel. She has your best interest at heart, but this deep, dark voice that's telling you, fuck this. Fuck this. There's more in us than this. Fuck listening to this influencer, fuck this and fuck that. We can change our own life. We can become that guy. We can become the main character. And so most guys are between these two roles. And what they do is they scroll social media unconsciously and lose themselves in distractions so they don't have to listen to this uncomfortable voice. And every now and then, this voice gets so strong that it forces them to go ghost mode.
Quiet. No! I won't spend eternity in this forsaken time! What do you want from me? I want it to end. Aren't you tired? Wouldn't it be great to be free of all of this?
And that's when they actually lock in. And maybe you've done this before. Maybe you've been on ghost mode before and you locked in and you made some progress. But then you kind of came back to this genjutsu again. You see, the problem is that most people look at ghost mode as something to just lock in. It's like a trend nowadays. Lock in, lock in, lock in, go ghost mode. But that's only 50% of the equation. That's like the last 50%. The first initial 50% is snapping out of this current reality. It's snapping out of it. It's snapping out of that genjutsu, completely disconnecting from it and redesigning your reality completely. Only after you've done that is it time to lock in. And I know this because I used to live in this genjutsu myself. I used to live in this illusion. I've always been strong and in shape. I didn't have much money. But in this illusion, in this genjutsu, I was good. I was cruising. I was good. Until I woke up to reality. So I'm gonna tell you in this video exactly how to go ghost mode in 5 steps. But before I do, I'm gonna tell you my full story of how I woke up to reality and how I went ghost mode. And if you don't have the attention span to listen to this full story without scrolling or without, going through the comments and scrolling or whatever,
then you're never gonna make it. You're just gonna do the ghost mode like everyone else is doing, where they lock in for a little bit and they're back to their fucking genjutsu. But if you do have the attention span to listen to my full ghost mode story, that's when the 5 steps at the end of this video will all start to connect. And that's when you can take them and change your life. See, I remember when I first woke up from the genjutsu. I was on an airplane on my way to a tropical island and I was sleeping. But then someone grabs my arm and starts yanking it aggressively. And I wake up and it's this short blonde woman, about 45 years of age, and she's screaming in my face and yelling in my face. See, it's 2021 and the world has gone crazy. It's peak COVID and I'm in the Netherlands and the government has put up all kinds of crazy mandates. Now, I don't believe in any of these mandates. I feel like I'm untouchable. I'm free. No one can tell me shit. I'm free. I move however I want to move. I am free. The problem is, my family does believe in the pandemic. And they look at me like I'm some insensitive scumbag. Some family members even cut me off. They start talking behind my back. And this hurts me. This is the first crack in my reality. But I still carry on. I'm like, okay, no one can tell me what to do. I carry on. But then I reach out to a friend because I wanted to play some Super Smash Brothers. See, at the time I had a friend group and we would play Super Smash Bros and we would hang out with each other. And so I reach out to my friend and I tell him, hey, long time no see, you wanna meet up and play some Super Smash Bros? And he replies and he says, no, it's not allowed. And I look at this text and I instantly lose respect for my friend. But I still carry on. I lose respect for my friend, I lose respect for my family, but I carry on. I still feel like these mandates ain't got shit on me. I can do whatever I want. But then 2 weeks pass and the government lifts these mandates. You know, you had these mandates where you can't hang out in the same house together. They lift these mandates. And my friends reach out to me and ask me, yo, Musa, you wanna hang out and play some Super Smash Brothers? And this hurts me. This is another crack in my reality. Because now I realize I'm living in an illusion. This friendship isn't real. It's based on a third party. It's one thing if you're scared, if you're a pussy, scared of the pandemic. It's a second thing if you're just complying blindly and there's a third party involved. And so now I'm feeling angry. And that anger is even slowly turning into hatred. At the same time, I feel lonely. I feel all kinds of emotions going on. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. So I decide to do something before I'm gonna do something crazy. I book a flight to a tropical island to disconnect from everyone and everything. I book 2 tickets, one for me, one for my girl. And I go to my girl and I tell her, hey, I booked these tickets. Tomorrow we're going to this tropical island. Pack your stuff. And she's all happy. She starts packing her stuff. And I just tell her one thing. I tell her, when we arrive on this island, I'm going to disconnect from everyone and everything. I'm going to turn my phone off. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to hear anything. So I'm going to be dependent on you if we're going anywhere. It's going to be your phone, Google Maps. I'm not touching that phone. And she understands. But she looks at me and she says, Musa, can you just make me one promise? Baby, can you just promise me that when we arrive on the airport, you will just comply? Please don't ruin this vacation for us. See, my girl knows me. She knows I don't comply with any of the mandates. But in this case, I put my ego aside and I make her this promise. But, I tell her, I will not put my mask over my nose for this entire 9-hour flight. I refuse to breathe in my own oxygen. She understands. Next day comes around. We arrive at the airport. I comply. I have my mask on. I comply. And everything is going good so far. We go past the gates. Everything is okay. Until we arrive in the airplane. See, we show the boarding pass and we are walking to like our seats in the airplane. And there's a flight attendant standing there, greeting everyone. It's a short, blonde woman, about 45 years of age, and she's greeting all the passengers as they're boarding the plane. And now I'm around to pass her. And I'm genuinely in a good mood right now, because I made my girl the promise, I'm gonna comply, and I kind of suppressed all my emotions. I'm in a good mood right now. So I greet this flight attendant. I tell her, good afternoon. But she doesn't greet me back. She's been greeting everyone that came before me, but she looks at me with a face of disgust. And she says, put your mask on. See, I have my mask on over my mouth, but not over my nose as we arrive in the airplane. And as she says this, I feel all my anger, all that suppressed anger, flare up. And I look at her for about 10 seconds. I stand there. And I put the mask on. I turn around and I keep walking. But she isn't done with me yet. She says, hey, hey. She calls me like I'm some fucking pet dog. And I turn around, I look at her and she says, je kan ook gewoon normaal gaan doen. She's a Dutch flight attendant. Je kan ook gewoon normaal gaan doen, which translates to, you can also act normal. And I say, excuse me? I got my mask on, right? And she says, yeah, but I saw the way you looked at me. And at this point, everyone's looking, like people are in their seats, they're looking at me like I'm some psychopath. And I feel this anger fucking come up again. But I compose myself again. I remember the promise I made to my girl. I compose myself again. I turn around, I ignore her, I keep walking. I get into my seat, my girl sits next to me, the plane takes off. And my girl looks at me and she can see I'm visibly tense. I'm like there's adrenaline going through my body. And she calms me down. She says, baby, forget about this flight attendant. It's gonna be a long flight. Let's just get some rest. And it's real good to have a woman like this by your side. So I listen to her. And I come up with this genius idea to cover everything about my face just so I can fall asleep with my mask on my mouth but not on my nose. So I put on a hoodie to cover like my forehead. Imagine this, I put on a sleeping pillow to cover my neck. I put on a sleeping mask to cover my eyes. I already have my beard covering half my face, and I have the mask on over my mouth. So everything is covered except for my nostrils. Everything is all black except for my nostrils. I thought this was a genius idea. No one's gonna bother me. And I fall asleep. As I'm sleeping, something happens that's about to change the course of my life. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Can you wake up, please? Can you put your mask over your nose? Someone is yanking my arm. And I pull the sleeping mask from my face. I look, and it's this fucking bitch Karen, flight attendant, in my face. I told you to put your mask on. Can you put it on right now? This is the last time I'm gonna warn you. Put the mask over your nose. And she's yanking my arm, and I look past her. I'm not even looking at her. I look past her. And I see some guy eating some popcorn while he's in his seat. See, you're allowed to take the mask off to eat something, put it back on, take it off to eat something, put it back on. And next to him, there's a woman sitting, laughing, talking with him. And she's taking some sips of water and she's laughing and they're talking with each other. And in this moment, I forget about the promise I made to my girl. And I lose it. Because I look at the flight attendant that's yelling in my face. And I stand up and I tell her, why the fuck did you just wake me up? Why didn't you go to this guy first? And why didn't you go to this woman first? In fact, why didn't you go to this entire fucking plane before you wake me up? And she gets fucking pissed off. She's like, I'm talking to you right now. I'm not talking to them. And if you're gonna act like this, I'm gonna get my supervisor and I can also get you kicked out of the plane. And I tell her, fucking do it then. And she storms off. And I sit back down. And I look at my girl with a smile and I tell her, I wonder if they're actually gonna get us kicked out of the plane. But my girl isn't. My girl isn't smiling. My girl has this concerned look on her face. And for the rest of the flight, I'm constantly thinking, I wonder if the plane is gonna stop at any moment to kick us out of the flight. That would suck for my girl, but it would be an interesting experience. And by the way, I didn't break the promise. I told her I'm not gonna put the mask over my nose. And then there's this other side of me that's saying like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck this entire plane. Fuck all the passengers. Fuck this flight attendant. Fuck everyone. You did good. It's this prideful side of me. So the rest of the plane is like these two sides of me where it's like, I feel for my girl, but I kind of wonder if they're actually gonna do it. It will be an interesting experience. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck them. But the plane just goes straight to the destination, and we land on the tropical island, and I never see this flight attendant again. Now as we land, we head straight to the Airbnb. It's like a beach house. We're overlooking the sea. And we arrive there, and the first thing I do is I turn my phone off. I put it in my luggage, and I take my journal out of my luggage, and I go walk outside. So you have like a table outside just like this, overlooking the sea, and I start sitting there and I start journaling. Now my girl is inside, and I start journaling for the first time ever. And all these emotions I feel, and everything I've been feeling, the frustration, the anger, the loneliness, everything. I just write down one question on my journal. Who am I? Crack. Crack, 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 boom. This question shatters my entire fucking reality. Because I'm 26 years of age and I never asked myself this question up until this point. And I don't have the answer to this question either. In this moment, I look at the question and I realize all this time I've been a product of my environment, a product of my upbringing, a product of everyone I knew around me, and I never consciously created my own reality. And so I ask another question. What is family? Once again, I don't have the answer to this. I've just been born in a family. But I don't have the answer to what family is. So I ask another question. What is a friend? And one more time, I don't have the answer to this question. All this time, my friends were just associates. I met them in high school. I met them by playing some video games. We're just acquaintances. We're just associates. There's no foundation to our friendship. And my entire reality fucking shatters. It feels like I've been an NPC. I'm an NPC all my life, and this is the moment I wake up, and it's painful. And I don't know how to answer these questions. And that's when this voice, this demonic voice, call it a dark side, call it an alter ego, there's a different side that is now taking over. Because as I'm unable to answer these questions and I feel kind of lost, this voice is taking over, and he starts writing to me. And this is gonna sound crazy, but he starts writing to me.
Yeah, you deserve this. You deserve to get treated by the flight attendant this way. All this time, you thought you were a big fish. Well, you were just a big fish in a small pond. You deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this.
This voice is brutally fucking honest with me. Doesn't pull any punches, and it writes,
in the same flight as you, there were men sleeping comfortably. Laying down, no mask on. Sleeping comfortably. And no one was bothering them or disrespecting them. Because they were flying business class. You deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this.
And this side of me is taking over. It's taking over more and more and more. And in that moment I write down, I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to be able to fly business class whenever I want. And this becomes my mission. I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to be able to afford flying business class whenever I want. I'm going to become a millionaire. I'm going to become a millionaire. But then I continue writing. If I can't pick my family, I'm going to start my own family. I'm going to have 5 to 10 kids. And underneath that I write, I'm going to cut off all my friends. and I'm going to have new friends. And I'm going to be the best friend I can possibly be. And my friends will be good friends to me too, based on foundational values. And slowly but surely, I'm redesigning my reality. And underneath that, I write, I'm going to move out of the Netherlands. I'm going to move to a nice country where I can be free. I don't know which country it is yet, but I'm going to move to a country where I can be free. And as I write all these things out, this is the first time I go ghost mode. Because as I turned my phone off, I never returned the same. I put it back on again, but I just deleted all the social media apps and everything, all the bullshit. I just blocked everyone, block. I got rid of my video game console and I locked in. For 2 years, I locked in. Now 2 years pass, it's 2023. I make about 50,000 a month. I moved out of the Netherlands. I live in Thailand now and I'm kind of free. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm kind of free. And this is where my YouTube channel comes into the scene. And my YouTube channel from the get-go starts blowing up. I get tremendous support. And I don't know how to deal with this support. I remember in 2023, I made a community post saying, I'm getting so much love, I don't know how to deal with this. Because all this time I've been operating on hate and anger and ghost mode. And all of a sudden you get all this support and love. But because I get so much love and support, I feel obligated to make content and to make good videos. So I make about 3 videos and I make 1 video about having enemies. And this video does very well. It helped a lot of people. People are thanking me left and right. But then this voice in my head, this demonic voice is coming back again. And it's whispering in my ear.
Oh, you're an influencer now. Oh, you're a YouTuber. Have you forgotten about the promise you made to yourself? Have you forgotten about becoming a millionaire? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Oh, you're an influencer. You're all talk. You're all talk. You're all talk. You're all talk.
And this voice is fucking tormenting me. And in that moment, I quit YouTube. I make a community post saying, I'm on ghost mode. I'm not supposed to be on YouTube yet. And with that community post, I'm gone for another 2 years. Until I return in 2025, right here, right now. And my life has completely changed. I became a millionaire. I became a father. I got a nice house in the jungle. I got a brand new fucking friend group. Real brothers. Real brothers, not some gamer boys that just waste each other's potential. I got real brothers now. And this is fucking underrated. And now I deserve, this is a rule I made up with myself. This is a pact I made with myself, but now I deserve to come back to YouTube. And now I can tell you how to go ghost mode and redesign your entire reality. See, I'm gonna give you the 5 steps to go ghost mode and change your entire fucking reality. But before I do, let me know in the comments if you listened to my full story, if you had the attention span to listen to my full story. But step number 1 is mute the noise and go to nature. You see, as I said, you're programmed by all these outside influences. You're like living in a genjutsu without being aware of it. And only when you mute all the noise will it become clear what your direction is, what your path is, and what you want out of life. Now, I always say, go to nature. And the reason for this is, and no one ever talks about this, there's something powerful that happens when you go into nature as opposed to muting the noise and staying in your room. When you go into nature, you're more free. As a human being, you're more free to express yourself. Like, think about the last time you've been in nature. Maybe you've been in a park or whatever. You may have been running or doing some handstands or just feeling more free. If you go to any of my videos, you'll see I'm always in nature. And in any of my videos, I'm always moving or shadowboxing, and just unconsciously, I'm more free to express myself. And this video is the only video where I'm sitting down with my fucking tea that's turning cold right now, with a shirt on for the first time ever, with this shut off roof. And it's the first time I'm not as expressive. See, when you're in nature, you're more free to express yourself. And the same happens in your mind. So if you shut all of the noise off and you're in nature, even in your mind, you start expressing yourself freely. Like there's no fucking parameters, there's nothing, no room, there's nothing. Your imagination is free to roam free. And so now you can really redesign your reality in your mind. And it brings us to step number 2, which is when you're in nature, grab a journal. And by the way, nature doesn't have to be a fancy jungle like I'm at right now. It can be a simple park, it can be in your garden. But step number 2 is you grab a journal and you start writing 2 questions on this journal. Who am I and what do I want out of life? Now don't rush to answer these questions. Instead, look at these questions as you're disconnected from everyone. And instead of answering, I want you to apply this visualization technique that will really help you answer these questions without any limitations. See, this visualization technique is called the alien taking over your body. Imagine there's an alien from outer space that comes to Earth. And this alien wants to take over a human body. Because all this alien wants is to experience human potential and human excellence. And so this alien is roaming around looking for a human body. And he sees you. And you have your guard down and he sucker punches you. And because you have a glass chin, you get fucking knocked out. And this alien starts raping you. Nah, let me stay serious. This alien starts taking over your body. He's in your body now. This alien has no recollection of your past, of your programming. He doesn't even know your name. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know your traumas. He doesn't know who your parents are. He doesn't give a fuck. And he has no recollection, no memory of anything. All he has is your potential, your strengths and your weaknesses and your potential. And all he cares about is human excellence. He has no limitations. How fast would it take this alien to fucking become a millionaire or achieve human excellence? Maybe become an athlete, get on Joe Rogan, become a bestseller of a book. How fast would it take this alien to accomplish this compared to you? This alien has no limitations, no patterns, no fucking genjutsu, no recollection of anything. Now what I want you to do is you become this alien in your own body. Blank slate. Forget everything. You're this alien in your body. And now answer these questions. After you've done this visualization technique, and actually sit down to visualize it. And after you've done this, look at your journal again. Who am I and what do I want out of life? And then you start answering these questions. Now I have a lot more of these little techniques that will help you fucking outsmart reality, but I have a free Telegram group for that. So you can check that out if you want. But that brings us to point number 3. Point number 3 is something I call the 13 whys. This is where you're gonna stress test your desires and see if they're really your core desires. Because even with the alien technique, and even after you've muted the noise, all your life you've been programmed. So maybe the things you wrote down on this piece of paper are still something someone else has told you. Maybe you wrote down like, oh, I want a Bugatti. And it's some fucking influencer that told you that bullshit. And that's where you're gonna apply the 13 whys. The 13 whys is where you ask yourself, underneath your redesigned reality, underneath your new goals, and underneath that, you ask yourself why 13 times. So you write down why, and you need to give 13 different answers. And if you're unable to give 13 different answers, this is not a deep innate desire. So for me, if I tell someone, yeah, I wrote down, I am a millionaire, I'm going to be able to afford flying business class. If I tell this to people, they may think, oh, that's superficial. That's not bro, come on. Flying business class, that's superficial. But if I show them this list of 13 whys, which you don't have to show to anyone, by the way, and which I don't show to anyone, but it would say something like, why? Because I want to have a bunch of kids. Why? Because I want to be free to move wherever I go and not get disrespected by some punk-ass Karen flight attendant. Why? Because I want to have the best tutors for my kids. Why? Because of this. Why? Because of that. Why? Because I don't want my kids to get programmed by the fucking school system. Why? Because I want to move out of this fucking country and I want to be free. Why? 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 And I have unlimited reasons why. So it's no longer fucking superficial. This is a deep fucking innate desire. And that brings us to step number 4. After you've done the 13 whys and really take your time with this, Step number 4 is you become a man on a mission. And this is the lock-in part. So you see these videos online talking about going ghost mode and locking in. Bro, that's step 4 on my ghost mode list. They skip all the other steps and just go straight to the locking in part. And even with the locking in part, they don't teach you how to do it properly. The way to do it properly is to become a man on a mission. There's a difference between being a man on a mission and being someone with a goal. See, let me ask you, have you ever been a man on a mission to where you may have wanted a six-pack, or you may have wanted to hit 100 kilos on the bench press, or you may have wanted to earn a certain amount of money, and nothing would get in your way, like you're going to get it or you're going to die? Maybe you've never experienced this, but if you have, you know how powerful it is. Because when you're a man on a mission, quitting is not part of the equation. Quitting is not an option. It's I'm going to do this or I'm going to die. I am going to do this or I'm going to die. But you can only get to the stage of becoming a man on a mission after you've had deep desires based on like 13 whys at least. You cannot become a man on a mission if you write down some goal that you heard from some dickhead influencer. And that's why most people fail with the locking in part. Because they try to lock in on something that isn't even really a deep fucking mission, like a core desire. Now I could go way deeper on becoming a man on a mission, and that's a topic in itself. But this video is getting fucking long. I've never made a video this long. I don't even know. Like, let me know as well if you're still with me. Cause bro, I'm a fucking YouTuber with 60k subs, but this is my 4th or 5th video ever where I'm talking, you know, like to the camera. This is I just bought a fucking mic. I have no fucking professional setup, nothing. So this is new to me. So let me know if you're still with me. It means everything to me. But that brings us to the last and final step, which is step 5. Create an alter ego. Man, this is so fucking powerful. Let me ask you, do you have an alter ego? Do you have a different personality inside of you? And I'm not talking about a different mood where sometimes you're just in a different mood. I'm talking about an entirely different personality. Because I can tell you, an alter ego is one of the most powerful things you can create. The problem is, if you just create an alter ego without following these other steps, and that alter ego kind of takes over, that's a problem. Because now you may lose yourself in drinking or in fucking girls or in hedonistic behavior. An alter ego is powerful when you can feed it a mission. Think of any fucking UFC fighter. Think of Jon Jones, the greatest UFC fighter in the world. He has an alter ego. I don't know if you know Jon Jones, but he's the greatest fighter on the planet. And he has a fucking dark side, a psychopath side to him. And sometimes he does wild shit. He does fucking coke and I don't know what the fuck he's doing with prostitutes and hit and run, and he's doing wild shit, getting in trouble. But that same alter ego has also made him the best fighter in the world. That same psychopath has also made him the best fighter in the world. So the thing with having an alter ego is that you need to give it a mission and keep it on course with this mission. Because if you don't give your alter ego a mission, it will run wild and it will be a fucking problem for everyone. Now, I'll tell you how to create an alter ego, and it's not gonna be how other people would tell you to create an alter ego. See, people online talk about an alter ego like it's some cute shit. Like it's some fucking fairy tale. You give it a cute little villain name, the Black Venom, the Black Mamba, the whatever the fuck it is, and you buy yourself a bracelet so you can remind yourself of this alter ego. That's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Your alter ego is fucking dark, bro. It's not some fucking fairy tale shit. It's a fucking dark side of you. Like if you go back to my old videos on YouTube, you'll see my eyes were different. Because I was still in that alter ego mode. I was still in that ghost mode. You can literally see my eyes have a different, there's like a different, not just my eyes, you can see a different energy to me. It's fascinating for me to look back at my old videos. I'm like, damn, I know this guy. I know this fucking guy. That's not me. That's how I look at my old videos. And so the thing about an alter ego is that it's really dark. It's like a side of you that wants to kill. It wants to kill. It wants to hunt. It wants to kill someone. There's this book called The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman or something. And I read this book and I was like, this is beautiful horse shit. Because he's not talking about the dark side of an alter ego. He's just making it sound cute. Now again, if you want me to go in depth on how to create an alter ego, I'll do that in a future video. But again, this video is longer than any of the videos I ever made, so I just want to know if you watched it until the very end. And let me know if you want to see the full alter ego guide. More good shit is coming in the very near future. But even with these 5 steps, you can take them, go ghost mode, and change your entire reality. Much love. We are far from weak. I'm out. Fucking shit's cold now, bro.